Hey Soul Tribe, happy full moon, happy partial lunar eclipse. This full moon is in Capricorn. So the moon is in Capricorn, which means the sun is opposite that in Cancer. This is a partial lunar eclipse and it will be exact. Pacific time is 1:47 p.m. July 16th, and here in Bali that will be 4:47 a.m. July 17th. So, what is this eclipse? This eclipse is a portal. It's the second one in this month, right? So, about 2 weeks ago, we had the new moon in Cancer, total solar eclipse. Now we're at this completion of the cycle, full moon in Capricorn. So this whole year we are deepening into the polarity, the theme of Cancer and Capricorn, because the nodes of the moon are there, and that's why this is an eclipse. So Cancer, this is where the north node, Rahu, the head of the dragon, is. So this is where our spiritual evolution is, as opposed to where the south node in Capricorn is. This is the tail of the dragon. This dragon shows us where to go to spiritually evolve. So Cancer, I've been talking a lot about this in my past few videos. So Cancer, what is Cancer? Inner mother and inner child, both in one sign. We also have Venus in Cancer conjunct the north node. The sun is just a few degrees ahead already. So Venus with the sun and with the north node, Venus is all about harmony. Venus is balance. Venus is harmony in relationships specifically. So can we balance this relationship between the inner child and the inner mother? Opposite all of these energies that are, yes, in the sky, planets, but they're also energies within us. As above, so below. As within, so without. Everything is a reflection, right? So these energies are present within us. So like I was saying, opposite in Capricorn, we have Saturn, Pluto, South Node, and the Moon. Whew, lot of energy. South Node, like I said, it's what we're leaving behind. It's the tail, it's Ketu, the tail of the dragon. We're leaving behind. We have Pluto, death, rebirth, transformation, transmutation. This is a destructive planet. Why is it destructive? We're destroying so we can be reborn. And then we have Saturn, another sign of death in Capricorn. And Saturn really slows us down. And Saturn also tends to make us feel insecure, restricted. That's why this past week has been a lot of heavy energies, I have to say. I don't know if you've been feeling it as well, but we had Saturn opposite the sun, opposite our spirit, which is still in play, and that's feeling insecure about expressing our spirit. It's also mastery of our spirit, but that's the highest octave of this interaction. They're opposite each other, so it's like they're in battle and we're feeling a bit insecure to share our spirits. Potentially, this is an option. Or we could be fully in the mastery stage, which if you are, amazing. So we have all of these signs of the past, death, destruction. In Capricorn, the system, traditions. And we have North Node, Venus, and the Sun, our spirit, in Cancer. So this is telling us, bring in these Cancer vibes. Harmony of our inner mother and inner child, and nurturance. We need to nurture the inner child and the inner mother, really. So we're in this eclipse window, right? And so much has happened in just 2 weeks. Mercury went retrograde, and we also had Chiron go retrograde just a few days ago. So, whew, it's a lot. Mercury retrograde is a rewinding of the mind. And so much past can come up. Past thoughts, past behaviors, past people. Thoughts create form, right? We are creating our reality. So whether it's a situation or a person or a thought, this is all a reflection. People are coming into our lives because of the thoughts that we're having, because of what we're imagining, magnetizing. What are we magnetizing towards us. We are magnets, right? So what are we calling into ourselves? What are we attracting through our thoughts? So let's rewind and let's look at those thoughts. And so much past is coming up, not only because of these two retrogrades, also because all of these planets in Capricorn is also bringing up so much karma, because we have Pluto, Saturn, and the South Node all acting as one. This is karma, karma, karma. So many behaviors, ideas, situation, these loops that we keep running, they're coming up, and it's time to look at them. It's time to feel into them. Why is it time to feel into them? Cancer is emotions. We need to come into the feeling. Can we be present with our feelings in this time? Because it's emotional, for sure, and it's so easy to escape our emotions these days. We can turn on YouTube, we can get a cup of coffee, have a beer, so many ways. We can just go dancing and just dance and dance and dance, socialize, we can work. We can do so many things to avoid sitting with ourselves and meditation and feeling what is coming up for me. What is coming up for me? And really sit with that, because those emotions are our teachers. When we sit with the emotions, we can start to understand. It's our way into the subconscious, because the subconscious is programmed through emotions. So once we start looking and listening and feeling these emotions on the deepest level, we can get to that core belief of why we are acting in certain ways that are self-sabotaging us. And that's the karma, right? So what is my behavior? Is it creating positive results for me? Is it creating happiness, fulfillment? Or is it creating despair or emptiness or feeling like I'm not very healthy? What is it creating? What are my behaviors creating? And that's also this rewinding of the mind. We're looking back in time. The past is coming up in front of us, and we're looking back. Okay. I can see when I do this, this happens. When I do this, this happens. So let us start living in ways that are positive for our well-being, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. And let us create realities that we love. So, yeah, this is a portal. This full moon is a portal for us to come into our mastery. That's Capricorn. But we really have to turn to the north node of the moon in Cancer. How do we do that? We have to nurture. We have to balance. We have to give ourselves love, but we also have to be realistic and look at the behaviors that are not helping us, that are self-sabotaging us, and we need to cut them out. We don't necessarily want to cut them out in a way that is dogmatic or that is too hard on ourselves in these times, because Capricorn is this traditional way, it is this dogma. And it can be very hard. Saturn can be so hard on us. It just makes us feel like we're not good enough. You know, it makes us feel really bad about ourselves and insecure when we're not living up to our fullest. But that is also what motivates us to grow. So Saturn's not all bad. It just feels really bad sometimes. So let us vanquish that guilt. Let us not feel bad for the ignorance we've lived, for the karma we've lived. What is ignorance? It's just a lack of knowledge. There's no reason to feel guilty for doing something when we didn't know. We didn't know that it was harming us or harming anyone else. But once we know, once we bring that light to the darkness, once we bring consciousness to the unconscious, the subconscious, okay, we see what's going on. We see these behaviors. We see the so-called darkness. And now I am conscious. Now I am aware. And now I can change that. And maybe it's slow. Maybe it's poco a poco, little by little. But let us start on that journey. Maybe it's fast. If you can do it fast and you can do it in a way that's healthy mentally, spiritually, and physically, great. But maybe it's little steps, you know? Maybe I've been eating junk food and I'm like, okay, I feel horrible. I need to get healthy, so I'm going to fast right now. But we don't want to go from junk food to fasting. That's a bit extreme. If you're really ill and that's what it's calling for, okay. That could be an answer, but maybe we take it little by little. And maybe we just take the junk food out and start eating healthy foods and then move into a fast, as an example. Because if we're too hard on ourselves, we're just reliving that karma in a different way. We're still abusing ourselves. We're still allowing this program of fear and fight or flight to run us. Dogma to run us. Let us rid that and let us instead feel into our bodies, feel into our emotions, and little by little heal. And let us program our minds. We have the power to program our minds. Other things have been programming our minds and programming our minds in the sense that our subconscious, our unconscious is programmed. So what does that mean? Well, our subconscious is our default. It's how we run automatically. So we're not aware of it. That's why we're blind to it. We're following beliefs blindly. That's why it's dark. Because we're not seeing it, and it's our default, and we're not realizing, oh, I'm just running these loops. But when we start to see the loops, when we start to see the darkness, boom, that's bringing the light to the dark. Boom, that's bringing consciousness to the subconscious, to the unconscious. Okay, now I can make a change. But let us nurture that knowledge and nurture the change and do it in a way, a gradual way, that is aligned with our truth and our bodies and what is possible and practical and realistic for ourselves without us falling on our faces and falling into guilt and shame. With Saturn there in Capricorn right across, right opposite the sun, it brings up so much guilt and shame for us not being perfect, for us not being masters of our reality already. So let us instead just be present with what is coming up. It's all coming up now. It's bubbling to the surface. The karma, the behaviors, the thoughts that are not working. So let us be present with that without guilt. Let us be like, wow, I'm so grateful that I just have the awareness now. Thank you. Thank you that I'm aware. No judgment. We all make mistakes. We're human, for God's sake. Whew, so let us not be guilty. Let us not shame ourselves. Let us be like in love with ourselves. And wow, you know, we're children. We are children. Cancer is the cosmic mother and the child. Let us love ourselves as a child, as a baby, and really nurture ourselves. And so, like I said, we have Chiron in retrograde as well. And Chiron is in Aries. I'm going to do a small video about this as well, talking about it specifically. But Chiron in Aries, Aries is the sprout. Aries is the I am. And it's just a little baby sprout. It's just the beginning of the I am. It's just like, oh, I'm just born. I'm just disconnected from source. I'm separate. Who am I? So who am I? That's what we're all figuring out right now. That's Chiron in Aries for the next 7 years, but he's rewinding, he's retracing his steps. So let us make sure this new self that we're recreating is truly aligned with that inner self, with that inner child, the inner artist. Who is my inner artist? Who is that child? Is he a painter? Is he a writer? Is she a farmer? Is she an engineer? Could be anything, but who is she, and what did he really want to do, and what is he not allowing himself to do? Let us program ourselves. We are liquid crystals. Let us program ourselves with love and light and the reality, the idea, the belief that we can create our own realities. Let us allow love. Let us allow the abundance of the world to fill us up. Why are we not allowing? What is that block that is not allowing us to go forward in our dreams? Sure, we can make so many excuses. Believe me, of course we can. And sure, we can just escape into our addictions. Neptune is retrograde in Pisces, yeah, of course. But can we be present? And can we stop making excuses and be like, no, no more excuses. I am connecting to my sacred mission. I'm connecting to my inner child, and I'm going to mother that child and balance, okay, this is my sacred mission. This is who I am. I'm recreating myself. Pluto is in Capricorn. This is a time of rebirth, and this is a portal to be reborn. Human design also said new cycle. So we're in a new cycle. We're recreating ourselves to we're not even recreating, we're just getting rid of what's not us, getting rid of that program that's not ours, and let us connect to who we really are. And make sure it is really who we are, because it's freaking confusing out there. There's so many fads, ideas, lessons, this, that. Just listen to the body. Listen to the body. Listen to your heart. Follow the excitement, what feels good. Let your emotions be your teachers. If something doesn't feel good, say it, speak it, start to understand it, listen to it, because it's telling you something is imbalanced and off. So mother, how can I balance that? How can I balance that so my inner child, me, can live my dream, right? So let us nurture who we truly are. Let us get rid of what is not allowing us to master our realities, to succeed. What is holding me back? Let us look at that. Let us look at that. Let us really feel it. And then let us nurture that. Okay. Where is my path to change? How am I going to change? Not someday, but today. How am I going to start living my dream today? How am I going to heal today? Chiron and Aries is healing. I am healing. Mercury retrograde, get rid of the program. Moon in Capricorn, that's mastery at the highest octave. And he's right there with Pluto, rebirth, transmutation. Let us be reborn into our true natures. Let us feel so much. Oh, I feel my true nature. And let us enjoy this full moon, because as intense as all of these energies are, it's a full moon. It's beautiful. The sky's enlightened. Eclipse, sure, you know, there's some darkness there. It's been a bit of a heavy week. I don't know how you all have felt it, but let us be okay with that. Can we allow ourselves to not feel good? Can we allow these emotions to come up? Because if we keep pushing away these emotions of not feeling good, they're gonna keep building in the body, and then they're gonna bubble up more intensely. So let's sit with them. Let's be with ourselves. Be in our hearts and feel that bliss nature, that centered peace that we all have within us. It's who we truly are. Let us breathe. And let us enjoy. Let's enjoy ourselves. Let's find joy within. But yeah, it's a time of work. Moon in Capricorn, work. All these planets in Capricorn, work. And what is the work? I don't know what your sacred mission is. That's your work. But the work is to heal. The work is to heal and get rid of the past programs. Get rid of them. Throw them away to the heavens, to Pachamama. Ciao, adios. I'll see you later. Actually, I won't. You're gone for good, as I can come back into myself as a god and a goddess to create my reality the way I want to. Happy full moon, happy eclipse. I love you all, Soul Tribe. Have an amazing full moon. And yeah, if you're feeling heavy, take this time for yourself. Just be with yourself. Integrate, feel, meditate, and just allow the emotions, whatever they are, to come up, because they will show us where we can start to balance. So even if they're bad, it's okay. Feel that and be like, okay, it just means I'm imbalanced here. No judgment, no shame. I have a journey to balance. I'm on a journey to balance, and I get to exist in this journey. I get to celebrate the journey. Let me love the journey and be grateful that I get to learn so many amazing things. Say that I'm sick. I could be so depressed about that, or I could be like, wow, to heal myself, I'm gonna learn how to be my own doctor. Yeah, oh, I'm gonna learn so much, and then I can share it with the world. Okay, it's already 20 minutes, and I've been talking for a while, so I'll let you all go. Thank you so much if you've tuned in. I love you, Soul Tribe. Happy eclipse.